Bob Green is taking care of Department of Transportation portion of this. He's lined up Harold Bowe and Kevin Kelly to have apparatus out here to, or equipment out here to move debris in the roadway if so required.
What's the chance for a mandatory evacuation? Don't know.
Don't know. We're gonna have another phone call at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Another phone conference at 4 o'clock this afternoon to give us more information. If we wanna have another EOC meeting, it will be here at 5:30 this evening. Okay? Put that down as 5:30. And we'll conduct another one of these meetings and have as much information for you as possible. Out of the EOC, their greatest concern, though, is the tornadic activities that we need to be very aware of. I mean, last weekend, we noticed that we had a few water spouts that came in contact with the island. As soon as they did, it dissipated readily. Skipped the island, went back over the inside and headed for Pine Island, not causing too much severe damage on the island. But tornadoes are going to be a different thing. If we spawn tornadoes and larger water spouts, that's when we're going to be looking at severe activities. The only thing I can say is on this water thing, if we get exceptionally high water, we're all in for a ride. The station here is going to be manned by a skeletal crew. We're going to take 2 of our big pieces of apparatus and move them to the high ground on the mainland. That's our plan, as always. We always do that, because if we keep everything here and it gets flooded, we're of no use. If we can get it off the island when the water recedes, we can at least get crews back on the island and start working. The USAR teams have been activated. That's urban search and rescue teams have been activated for Lee and Collier counties, and all of our teams in the local area have been red flagged, which means they are not to be sent anywhere else. They are just for our benefits out here. After the event, according to the severity, we're going to have personnel out on the street and start doing rescues and checking of dwellings as soon as we can get out on the road after the event. We shut down our apparatus, any movement of apparatus. When sustained winds reach 40 miles an hour, the bridge closes down at 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's only to the boats, by the way, that's not to traffic.
Well, yeah, and I want to make sure that I said that. When they lock the bridge down, it's locked to vehicle traffic. It is locked down to boat traffic. Okay, so if they lock the bridge down, it doesn't mean you can't get off the island.
Right.
So
I brought some brochures, I was going to display, I ran them off, but this tells you what's going on. And essentially, we never close the bridge to traffic, but at a certain point, which is 55 miles an hour, we're out of there. And usually the sheriff, by that time, is in there, and the sheriff will be controlling traffic. It's up to the sheriff to determine, and the chief, and whether it's safe to go on or off. But that's not our determination, because it's a legal issue, and we're not involved in the part of it. Okay?
And that Charlotte County Sheriff's Department is doing that. It's not Lee County
Right.
Sheriff's Department. So once that is activated, we have information to hand to whatever Charlotte County deputy happens to show up out there, and we have to explain to him how this re-entry program is going to work. And if we go down there and tell them no one's permitted on the island, they're not going to let anybody on the island. Okay. If we tell them that only yellow tags are coming on the island, that's all they're going to do is let the officials on the island, because it's pretty pertinent to business if we can get the yellow tags back on the island.
Chief, we had an issue a couple of years ago where some folks on the island had contracted with some nice people to help them, put boats away, button down their houses. But the sheriff wasn't really clued in, and so they didn't have the little passes. And
Right.
they said, well, I'm here to help my, friends of mine on the island. They said, unlucky, and they turned them around. So I don't know how you're gonna coordinate that.
Basically, what's going to happen this year, I mean, I'm not going to stand up there at the bridge and I'm not going to be the
No.
traffic director. What I'm doing is handing this information to the deputy at the toll booth, and that deputy has a sign that says, I'm permitted to let yellow tags on, I'm permitted to let pink tags on, I'm permitted to let green tags, zone 1 only on. Whatever the circumstances are, if we tell them, go ahead and open it up, they're going to let them in. If they don't have a green tag, they're going to have to show proof of ownership out here on the island. If they can't show proof of ownership, they're going to be turned around. We don't want the looky-loos out here. We don't want everybody just wandering around the island. We did have after Charlie. That's why the hang tag thing came into existence. The problem is, we gave the hang tags to, some of the businesses, they just automatically handed them out to their personnel and didn't take control of them. When their personnel quit and leave, now they have a hang tag in their possession, and we're trying to, it's been kind of a nightmare. After the end of this year, we're gonna have to reissue hang tags again. Okay, just for the simple fact that everybody's just screwed into everybody on earth. Okay, and that was totally against what we were trying to accomplish there. But that's neither here nor there. We are business as usual. We have extra personnel called in on apparatus. We're at this moment assisting with our primary jobs that we've always had right here. Our apparatus is full of fuel. Our fuel tanks are full of fuel. We're ready to roll. This is not a shelter. This building is not a shelter, okay? We are not a designated shelter. Remember, I told you my truck floor is 6 feet above mean high tide out here. If we get into an event, we're gonna be on the second floor. The skeletal crew will be out here on the second floor looking out and watching the fish on the ramp, but I don't know. When it recedes, we're gonna do everything humanly possible to get us back in business and back out here working. Any questions on anything? You're all up and running?
We're up and running.
Okay.
Looking good.
Parks is looking good. Lee County Parks, Health Clinic.
Everybody's covered.
Yeah, and I thank you for bringing the tag in so you can show everybody. I asked you to get your tag, bring it in and show everybody that that's what we're looking for. So if you have that hang tag, that hopefully will get traffic moving on the island as quickly as possible.
Hey Nat, will you tell citizens that we're all covered? After they get their first 20,000.
And if I remember correctly, the ambulance doesn't run after 35 miles an hour winds.
It's 40-mile-an-hour winds, but they probably won't be here.
Okay.
We're probably moving them off the island too. That's a different they fall under a different organization. They don't come under my jurisdiction, but we work obviously with their administration. And their plan is to move that ambulance to higher ground relatively early. We don't want to get caught out here in any kind of water. It's not that we have such nice equipment or anything, we do that. Once we get salt water in there, it deteriorates that apparatus quickly. It's very expensive, and when it's deteriorated and we can't use it, it serves you no purpose whatsoever. So what we try and do is keep it, protected as much as we can. We are gonna keep a pumper and the brush truck out here in the island. The ladder truck and the big pumper is gonna move off the island with the majority of the personnel. And we are moving to higher ground. As a matter of fact, we're moving to Station 26, Sarasota County Fire Department, which is out by Manatee Community College. So we're running far away. It's our plan.
Why is that?
Keep it on higher ground, keep it protected as much as possible.
You have to go that far? Yeah.
That's the only station we can find that we can house our apparatus inside the station.
Oh.
We went to Englewood last time and they made us keep our trucks outside. Serves no purpose if the guys go in, they're protected, they come out and windshields and everything else is broken out of the apparatus. Serves us no purpose whatsoever. So we lived and learned from that. The plan was good until events started happening and they shoved everything in their building. We had room until the event happened. Sarasota County has been gracious enough to provide us with a space over there and a place that we can put our apparatus inside their truck floor. No guarantees if they get impacted by a tornado or high winds and activities over there, no guarantee that it's not gonna get broken over there, but it's the best thing we can do for right now. Anything else?
5:30 then?
5:30.